What's up guys, this is David and today we look at another really aggressive banger called Leaving by Blinders, and it sounds like this. A big portion of the energy this song creates comes from the lead sound. So if you ask yourself how to create such a high energy, really cool sounding lead, you are in the right place. For this sound, we look at 4 different sound design techniques that should help you get the results you want. Number 1 is layering of different sounds. Number 2 is detuning your oscillators. Number 3 is pitch bend. And number 4 is reverb automation. So, as you can see here, I have 3 different synths here in the bottom left, and they all play the same notes, but the sound design of each and every one of them is slightly different. What they all have in common though is that they use saw waves that are heavily detuned. So I will play this one layer for you, and I will turn off the detune for now, and then I will slightly bring back the detune to give you a feeling of what is changing. As you can see, as soon as I add detune, the sound becomes much wider in the stereo spectrum. That's what we want. The track is very wide, and it also becomes much richer in sound characteristic because it creates more and more overtones and harmonics, because the individual waves are slightly detuned and they layer on top of each other in a unique way. All the other layers are basically doing the same, but the sound design is slightly different. For example, the second one here is a patch that I actually made for my Martin Garrix remake of a song called Diamonds. You can check that out on my channel. I'm using a different wavetable here. And the last layer is from Silent, and it's a little bit more in the center, a little bit less detuned, but still some detuning on there. When it comes to external plugins for all these individual layers, try to experiment with compression, more specifically OTT, EQing and distortion to shape the sound into something that fits for your song. The second part I want to talk to you about is the pitch bending. So when you have a melody and you want to make a melody more interesting, you can add pitch bending to do that. For example, here, as you can see in this automation, every now and then pitch bending occurs. Listen to the sound once again and try to concentrate on how the pitch is modulated through this automation here. This can make a melody that might be not interesting enough really cool. If you don't know where to start with your own melodies, if you ask yourself how to make your melody more interesting, try to add pitch bends randomly until you find something that you like. Over time and with experience, you will become better and better in finding ways to include pitch bends in your melodies. And this should make your melodies much more interesting, hopefully. Lastly, we have some hardcore reverb automation going on here that gives the sound another really cool and interesting, unique element. Well, maybe it's not that unique because everybody's doing it at the moment, but it is really cool nonetheless. So, as always, I have a return track here called REV, and I have a reverb in there that is 100% wet. And I'm sending my full lead sound into this return track. And what I then do here is I automate the gain of this return track to make the reverb come in and out at specific points in time. Let's listen to the lead sound without the reverb. And now with the reverb. A great way to fill in the gaps when you have little pauses in the melody or when you want to make your arrangements as a whole more full. I want to show you one more little mixing trick that I used here for the bass. The preset is also in the description, available down below as always. And let's listen to the bass for a second. As you can hear, it has a really crispy, distorted, nice top end. And this top end comes from this little plugin here called Erosion. Without this little plugin, it sounds like this. So Erosion, it's an Ableton plugin that is really useful on a bass if you want to add some nice distorted top end to the sound. try it out. It works really well. So before we listen to the final result, I hope you were able to learn something here. I definitely did. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I will see you soon in one of my future videos coming out every week or so. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon. Bye.